Hey guys, what's up? It's Colton Stone here, and today I want to talk to you about how to play the opening guitar riff for Anthony Brown and Group Therapy's What He's Done. Now, this is a really cool gospel guitar riff. I love playing it. I actually released a cover video of this. It was my first video on YouTube. And so I wanted to kind of go through how to actually play it, because it is pretty difficult to figure out yourself, and I don't see any information out there on it. So I actually had to enlist the help of my musical mentor, Matt Johns, to help me figure out and transcribe how to play this, because it was pretty difficult. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So hopefully this helps some of you guys. And yeah, let's start getting into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the tone for this song, because it's really important to the overall sound. So I'm using a Strat for this. I'm using the neck pickup with the tone rolled down just a little bit. It's about at 8 right now. That's kind of optional, but I think it sounds better at 8. That's typically where I leave the tone knobs on this anyways, just as a starting point. It takes some of that really high, ice picky kind of high end off. As far as the amp and the pedals and everything like that go, it's pretty straightforward. I'm just using Fender Deluxe Reverb emulation on this Line 6 HX Stomp. I think that sounds great. It's definitely fitting. It's probably a Fender amp or something very similar, just a really nice clean amp that they used for that recording. After that, I'm using an emulation of the LA2A compressor, again in the HX Stomp here, and just a great compressor. You need really good compression for this gospel-y, neo-soul or funk, any kind of tone like that. Really important to have good compression on that. So I'm using that, and haven't changed any of the settings on it, just kind of dropped it in and loved the way it sounded. And then I added just a little bit of spring reverb to it. I'm using the 63 spring on the HX Stomp, and again, just to add a little bit of room. I think it's on like 20 or 25%, something like that, just to add a little bit of room so it's not so dry, but not enough to really color the tone too much. So if I just give it a strum, that's the kind of sound that we get. One thing to keep in mind when we go to play the song is that it's really important for us to keep a groove going. So it's kind of got this, it's really groovy. It's kind of got like a swing feel to it. So it's not just, it's not played straight like that. It's like da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum, not dun 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 dun. It's got a little bit of that groove, that bounce to it. Da dum da dum da dum. So you got to keep that going through the whole thing. It's really important to let that groove kind of just sink into your playing, or else it's just not going to sound right. On top of that, we got a lot of palm muting and stuff like that going on as well. You kind of just got to hear it, and again, it's just part of that style. It's not too much like I'm thinking about it, just I know where it should be. I know how this part should sound, and when I hear it, I'm going to palm mute there when I hear that that's necessary. But I'm going to try to point that kind of stuff out to you guys so you have a clear idea of where we should do it at. So let's break apart the first section of this song. So the key of this song is going to be in D flat, and we're going to start on the minor third, hammering onto the major third. This is going to be on the A string, so E to F. I'm using my middle finger to the ring. Then I'm hitting the D flat, so like the higher D flat here. Then I'm going to play 6-5. That's B flat to A flat. Then I'm going to play the flat 7 to the root, then 6-5 again. Okay, so then we're going to play the octave of the minor third, going to the root, then just 6. We're not going to hit the 5th degree this time. So then we're going to play this little turnaround, which is the 5th degree, going to the 1st degree. Then we're going to play 4, minor third, major third. So that little twisty turnaround, like that bebop turnaround as I call it, it really adds a lot of color into that. That's a really cool lick to learn. So in this first section, we're going to see some of that palm muting that I was talking about. So the first part where we really palm mute is when we get to that 6. When we go 6-5, I'm palm muting that, just to add some dynamics in it. It sounds really cool. It adds like a percussive element to it. Then we play, again, palm mute on that 6 and 5. This part we're just palm muting only on the 6. Then we play, that's all open. But this turnaround, we're gonna palm mute. So as we like bring it back to the top, where we play that minor third to the major third, I'm kind of like half palm muting, half letting it ring. It's just more of like a feel thing. It's one of those things you kind of have to feel out, because we're turning it back around to the top, and in the top, when we played that minor third to 3, we aren't palm muting there, but in this part, it kind of sounds right to palm mute a little bit. So don't get too bogged down with it. Just kind of get that groove down, and when you start getting that groove going, your hand will naturally start to palm mute in these places. Once we get to that point, we're just going to kind of do it again. It's going to repeat a little bit. But when we get to that point, so that second time after we hit the minor 7 to the 1, we're going to stop on the 6. So then we're going to play some double stops on the high E and B string. So we're going to be playing the 9th fret on both of those, sliding up. So we're playing the root and the 5th underneath it. Then the 6th on top, it's 5th underneath it. And then we're just going to play minor 3rd to the 2nd degree. So then after that, we're going to have that turnaround. So that little bebop turnaround right there. 4, minor 3rd, 3. Okay. Then it's going to repeat that same first section again. This time when we get to that ending part, instead of doing the double stop like we did before, we're going to kind of play that same thing, but we're going to play this chordal kind of thing here, which is a chord stacked in fourths. Right? So that's 8th fret, 9, 9. Remember to have that rhythm to it. It's got a groove like that. It's not dun 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 dun. It's dun 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 dun. Almost like swing. Then we're gonna get to this really cool part. So we're playing the minor 3rd, and it's 6th degree underneath it. So 12th fret on the G string, 12th fret on the E string, and we're sliding back and forth between the minor and major 3rd. The next part, so we're gonna slide up to that little double stop thing we had been doing, 9th fret on both of those. So we're gonna do another double stop right here, 11th fret on both the G and B string. So this is the 6th degree of the scale, and it's 6th degree. So G flat right here. Okay. Then after that, we're gonna play the 5th degree of the scale, and then it's 6th degree underneath it on this G string right here. Now it's interesting to note that in our parent scale of D flat major, this is actually going to be the minor 3rd, and we're gonna hammer on up to the major 3rd. So we're gonna go just like that. All right, that whole thing all together. Then we're gonna do this little chord shape. This is just a basic minor chord triad. So we're gonna slide this chord shape up, right, to where it's gonna be the 6th chord. So here's our 6th degree, and then the rest of the 3rd and the 5th of it, right? And we're gonna hit it twice. Then we're gonna walk it down chromatically. All that together. So we're going to play this minor 3rd. We're going to pull off to the 2nd degree, root, and then the 6th. Then we got that chordal thing again, a chord stacked in fourths. 8, 9, 9. So in this last section of the riff, it's going to kind of flip back over into what we were doing at the beginning. We're going to play that minor 3rd to major. We're going to stop at that 6th degree like we've been doing before. Then we're going to play So we're just playing diatonic thirds here. From the 7th degree of the scale, the flat 7 degree of the scale. The 6th degree, and it's minor third. Then we're gonna play the 5th degree and a minor third. The reason we're doing this is because it's got that like flat 7 in there, and we're gonna like keep that flat 7. So normally the 5 would use the major 7. That would be its relative third right there. So we're just gonna lower that because we've been using the flat 7 to keep it all in that kind of bluesy feel. Then we're gonna play that same turnaround, the little bebop turnaround, but we're gonna do it in this part of the neck. So 4, flat third, 3. Then we're gonna play this dominant 13 chord shape. So the frets that I'm holding down, 1st fret on the E string, 1st fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string. We're gonna move this chord shape up chromatically, 1 fret at a time. So the last chord we're gonna be playing is a D dominant. It's really like a D altered kind of thing, but we're adding in the 13th degree. So I'm leaving out the note D, that'd be right here. But the way it's stacked is the major third, minor 7, sharp 9, and 13. And the rhythm for that section. Alright, let's take it from the top and let's try and do the whole thing nice and slow. Here we go. Alright guys, that's it for this video, that opening riff of what he's done. Like I said, it's a great song, a lot of really amazing gospel licks, a lot of things you can learn from learning this song. Like you always hear at the end of this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. It really does help us YouTube creators out. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Colton Stone, because on there I'll have videos of me just, playing around, doing different things with the instruments, just little small things that maybe won't always find their way over to YouTube. And it's also a great way to get in contact with me. So if you're interested in taking lessons, or if you need someone to do session work, or if you need someone to do a gig for you or something like that, you can always hit me up on my Instagram account at Colton Stone. So go give that a follow, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.